Hey, everybody. Good morning. We are back for the sixth video on the Great Depression, and today we're going to be talking about the Dust Bowl. Before I go on, I want to give a shout out to let's see, hang on, several people that have already done at least three of these videos. I'm looking at Sid and Lauren Simmerly. And let's see, Hayden, Lauren Gribble, Haley, Maya, you guys have really started to finish this stuff up as soon as it hits Google Classroom. So thank you very much. Really, I am just going to post all of chapter 18 and all of the World War II chapter. And when I run out of my stuff, we are done for the year. So I'm hoping that will be in some of you guys' cases, like Hayden, that's on top of everything already, that you guys will finish up real quick. And then the procrastinators, I'll hang in there with you to the end. So we're going to talk about the Dust Bowl. Along with the Dust Bowl here, we have one or two other ed puzzles that will be posted from PBS. You guys need to watch those and follow the directions, and there'll be an assignment or two. So, Dust Bowl, a man-made, get this, a man-made ecological disaster, one of the top worldwide in history, world historical man-made disasters. So, for decades, we had been not practicing good farming practices and plowing up the natural grassroots. Okay, so I'm really hoping that you can't hear my kids in the other room watching TV. So the plows are pulling up all the natural grass roots. We're talking about the plains. So originally it was all prairie grass, and those roots made the soil very, very fertile. And tractors were really kind of destroying that for decades. Oh, this one's breaking up a lot because I am continuously pausing it and dealing with my children. So, crop prices start to fall, and because of that, the farmers, it's not feasible, or it's not practical to plant those fields. So they don't plant the fields, a drought hits, and as winds come along, it picks up all that loose dust and soil right off the top of these fields, and it starts depositing it across the country. It buried crops, the dust storms buried livestock, it killed people. There's even an instance where one of these dust storms kicked up in the Great Plains, and it dumped a half inch to an inch of dust on New York City. So the United States, all of the United States was plagued with these dust storms, but none more than Oklahoma and Texas and some of those plains states. They saw this for 10 years. For 10 years they dealt with this drought and this horrific portion of American history. And of course, if you're not growing crops, you're not making money, and the bank grabs your farm, and that's all it is. And people had to pack up and leave, and that's how we get the term Okies, because these people from Oklahoma leave. Here's some pictures here of these dust storms that could be up to a mile high. Okay, a mile high. Could you imagine a storm coming at you, a dust cloud slowly moving at you that is a mile high? Um, People thought this was the apocalypse. They thought that this 10-year period was the end of humanity. And it didn't just come with these dust storms and the wrecking of crops and livestock, but the dust would fill your house. We're talking about the 1930s, where houses aren't built like they are today. Dust storms, all that dust would be in the house. You'd have to sweep it out. And think about ecologically, it displaced animals. We had jackrabbit, like populations of jackrabbits, because the coyotes moved on and nothing was killing the jackrabbits. And they had plagues of locusts. And it was just incredible what they had to go through. Another picture here of a truck. Looks like it storms right behind it. Most of these are just pictures of storms and people out there. Here's a man and a kid trying to dig out their fence, dig out their farm. We have two women and a child here taking their picture as a dust storm starts to come their way. And here is another picture of a farm after a dust storm has blown through, and you can see that this dust is just high. Okay, I think this is gonna be a little video. We're gonna watch this, and then I'll stop this lecture.
The Dust Bowl was a severe period of drought and dust storms throughout the 1930s. Why did the Dust Bowl happen? How severe was the damage? The earliest explorers to the Great Plains region of North America determined that the area
Actually,
was unsuitable for agriculture. The territory even
where's
became
my
known as
pause? Right there. Okay, so actually, I think the PBS videos that I'm going to post does a better job than watching the 4 minutes here. So we're going to cut that out. And you guys watch the PBS Ed Puzzles. I hope they're going to be Ed Puzzles. If not, I'm going to have to just give you links and you go and click on them on the PBS website. So we'll see how that goes. And we will stop this here, and there'll be a few assignments with this. I'll be posting.